If you look at the stand right up there, 18,000 spectators here in the Wuke Song Arena, the same arena where we saw Team USA play China's men. Well, the American girl had it first. So this is Kara Lawson.
Good intercept there.
Yeah, by Zhang Hanlan, although she can't get the run with it.
No control. So there's the man in question. Chinese coach.
Picked up again by the Americans. Going for an easy two.
And there she is again. She's been in all night. That's Tina Thompson once again.
Tina Thompson, one of the taller players on the US side. In fact, overall, even for a women's side, not particularly tall. Tina Thompson is one of the big ones. She's 6'2". Their tallest player is Sylvia Fowles. She is 6'5". Foul called. And I really think the US can afford to give away a few cheap shots from the free throw line.
And here is Sylvia Fowles coming on.
Yeah, 6'5", and agile as well. Yu Dan from the line. Just a reminder of China's score in their first match. They've gotten off to a good start with a win against Spain. Spain in turn have beaten New Zealand, and the Czech Republic, who were beaten by the USA in their first match, have gone on to beat Mali. Just under 3 minutes left in the second quarter, taking us up to the halftime break, where we'll play you back the last few games of Zheng Ji's opening tennis encounter against Agnes Sarbi of Hungary. They were level at 2 sets all when we left that match, so we'll play you back the conclusion to that match in just a few minutes. Oh, she's lost it. Good sprightly effort there by Xiao Ting Ting. There's Xiao. Xiao Ting Ting, just 5 feet 9 inches. Remember, back in the early 1990s, China had an absolutely towering woman on their side. The problem is she couldn't really move very much. And in the end, people worked out you could get around her pretty easy. But she was, I think, about 7 feet 5, an absolute giant. Are things working better with smaller, more agile players? Certainly not at the moment, but we still have 2 quarters to go. China 22, the USA 54. Tom Ma over there, who doesn't speak Mandarin, with the translator.
Here's Katie Lawson coming forward with the ball again for Team USA, setting up a play here.
Oh, excellent from Cappy Pondexter.
Dexter, one of the younger American team members, joined the national squad in 2006 and is a university student.
Well, and an easy layup. Cheap 2 points for Kara Lawson.
So Lawson then making himself very busy here. Playmaker obviously setting up the plays. Here comes China again. Let's just see if they can break down this defense. They're throwing everything at the Americans at the moment. The whistle goes.
Let's see how China go with the free throws. They have such a massive deficit to make up. This will help, but not very much. It's It's in free-flowing play where they have the serious problems. Xu Feifei can't get the second. Inside the last minute of this second quarter.
That was nice play. The Chinese putting together something at last. So here comes Lawson again. Back to Thompson. Inside. Nice
Easy
play.
two-pointer. That puts the US over the 60-point mark inside the last 20 seconds.
Sylvia fouls there, scoring for the USA.
And the USA out to a 36-point lead, and they'll let the clock perhaps run down. No, China, they've got to shoot. The shot clock's running down as well. Going for perhaps the final 2 points of the quarter. They make it, well, a little morale booster in the end there for China. But they are in a very uncomfortable place right now against Team USA, the favourites to retain their gold medal here at the Wu Kaesong Arena. But you've got to have the players that can come up with the goods. Consistent 3 points instead of hitting the rim and giving it away. You've got to have those players, and unfortunately for China, they are obviously still in that rebuilding process that they need to start looking toward the London Games.
And again, you've got to just acknowledge, I think, here the contribution of the defensive effort of the Americans here. Just too tall, too talented, too big at this stage, putting up an incredible defensive perimeter, forcing the Chinese to go long, and indeed these three-pointers just not working for them the way they did against Spain the other night. And they're going to have to start nailing a few of these long-range shots, or they're going to have to work out a method of breaking down the Americans. But at this stage, given the fact that the Americans have skipped off to this huge lead, I think that perhaps the Chinese are going to be really up against it tonight.
So just a reminder of the, well, there's the win-loss record for both these sides already. China with a very narrow win, a three-point win, in fact, over Spain. The US, on the other hand, had a huge win over the Czech Republic, exactly by 40 points, 97 to 57. A couple of surprise packages in there that could disrupt both these sides. We've got New Zealand, a gutsy side. We also have Mali, winners of the African group zone. And over on the men's side, also from Africa, the Angolans have just been getting better and better at each Olympics they take part in. And they are also expected to cause some trouble. In fact, at the Diamond Ball International Friendly Tournament for men, just before the Beijing Olympics, Australia thrashed China, but then the next night they played Angola, and Angola pushed them all the way, and Australia only just won through that match by the skin of their teeth, winning by 3 points. So we're expecting a few surprises from Angola, but unfortunately at the moment, no big surprises in this match. The United States, the world's #1 ranked side, and the defending Olympic champions, leading China by 61 to 27. If you've only just joined us, we've just come out of the half-time break, and China coming up with very few answers to the Americans' pressure, and it's showing in that sort of shooting. Chen Nan there with a bad miss. China come back at them again. Just off the rim. Gotten away by Augustus. And as we get underway in this third quarter, we'll make a transition as well in the commentary area over to Kiki Stensgaard and Don Bozarth.
Thank you, Andrew. And we're picking it up here with the US looking to get an easy basket here. And I think there's a call here for a foul. The Team US not very happy with that call. So it's 61-27 for Team US here in the start of the third quarter. And China needing to come up with something quickly to stay in contention for this match. And it's America here with the quick break. And it's an easy layup at the end. So it's now 63-27, and we have one of the Chinese players down there. And that is number 4, Song, who's down there with what looks like a slight injury to her knee. Let's hope it's nothing serious. And she's replaced with number 6 there, Zhang. And the Team US here is playing all-court press, putting the Chinese side on a lot of pressure. The Chinese moving the ball around, and there's some fault, but I think the Chinese are lucky there that they still get this call. So US defending here against China. China with an easy basket here, and that's good work there. That was number 5 who put that one away, Bjorn. Very good work right underneath the basket. So now 29-63. But still US with a very comfortable lead here when we are restarting this game. Moving it around here on the left-hand side. That's 3-point shot, but it's missing, and the defensive rebound by China. Bian with the ball, driving for the basket. And that's picked up by the US on a quick attack. And a good basket there by number 11 from the US side. Thompson, Tina Thompson there, draining that basket very comprehensively, and the US enjoying a big lead here in the third quarter. And that's the field goals, only 28.9% for China. And they're going to need to improve that stat if they're going to push the Americans here.
Well, it's interesting. The percentage stat is almost identical to the point differential. It was 28.9% for the Chinese, and they have 29 points, and it's 66, I think, percent for the Americans, and they have 65 points. So foul on the US there. And that's number 15 to the line for China. That's Chen Nan. And wow, she's got a couple bruises on her upper right arm. So you can tell it's a very physical ball game.
Yeah, then those bruises coming from the Chinese cupping, which is very popular in China. When you have muscle aches, you will use the Chinese cupping, and it does look very fierce, but it's actually something that she, believe it or not, has undergone voluntarily.
That's right. I know about that. I just, it's been a while since I've seen people submit their body to that type of treatment. So very good movement by both sides. Number 11 tried to toss underneath, but good fast break by the Chinese. That's what they need, and that's number 8 for China. That's Miao. We saw her the other night play so well in their victory in their first game. Foul on number 5, Bian Lan. See the quick, this is the fast break, picked off by number 6. Quick pass into Miao, and nice soft layup for the basket.
Team US here with a sky hook, and she makes it. And that was number 11 there, Again, Tina Thompson, who has been on the scoring board a few times here in the last few minutes. And that's a good basket there from Team China. And that was number 12, Chen. So the Americans still scoring, but kind of getting into it now and getting a little bit back into this third quarter. But there's Tina Thompson there again, right underneath the basket. She is not fouled, but the three-point attempt right here drained to much delight from the coaching team. And that was Tamika Catchings who made that 3 points. And it's good work here from China's number 5, Bian. And Bian, they're showing great energy and drive here in the last few minutes for Team China. And that's Bian there again with the ball. She really is the playmaker right now for the Chinese team, and that's a good play in there.
It's a great pass by Miao. She passed it straight into Chen Yan. And she really is their playmaker. And she, again, like the other night, she played so well in China's win. She was the key person in that victory. Great inside move there by number 9 from the U.S. That's Lisa Leslie. Miao with the ball. She's driving to the basket. Foul on number 12. It's Taurasi from the United States. So 3 substitutes coming in, replacing number 9 and number 12. Number 12 is Taurasi. Number 9 is Lee Leslie. First basket good by Xiao. Excuse me, by Miao. I don't think Miao missed but 1 free throw the other night, and she made something like 7 out of 8.
Yes, and done. China getting a little bit of run back here at the Americans. So improving very much from where we took up the game just a few minutes back. And there a miss by the American side. So good defense from the Chinese side here.
Well, you're right, Kiki. They've really picked up their play. They're showing lots of energy, moving the ball well, sharp passes. And a good inside move there by number 15 for the basket. That's Chen Nan.
And she's definitely the target woman underneath the basket there. Good play. And I think if Bian and Miao can get the ball to Chen, they have a real good chance underneath the basket. And Chen, being a pretty tall woman, and Chen actually being a good 6'6", so almost 2 meters tall, Chen.
So Xiao coming in to replace Zhang. Tina Thompson shooting 2. And I know, like their American counterparts, the men, the women from the U.S. tend to be very good free throw shooters. Except that time. The curse of the commentator. So some quick pass. He's looking to get it inside. Back outside to number 12. Well, Chen trying to get it over to Xiao, but just a little too high.
Yeah, I think a little bit of the problem there was the Chinese side having Bian and Miao off the court at the moment, and missing those 2 key players, really not seeming to know how to get through the tight American defense.
So Zhang They've got 3 Zhangs on their team. There's Zhang Hanan, there's Zhang Wei, and this is Zhang Jioni that's just come in. That's traveling. A lot of steps there by Thompson trying to get inside.
They're the easiest of baskets for number 15, and that was Parker.
Boy, it looked like she'd actually stepped out of bounds there, but she was able to hold it in, and the referee was right on that sideline so she could see it clearly. So the United States still with a 35-point lead, 75-40.
So we will be back very soon, shortly, with more basketball. We will take a short break here for commercials.
I will rule the world! Like well,
How are we gonna get it?
Walk in and ask him for it.
there are some things kids just can't do. Who can stop me now?
She was all net, beautiful shot, and she brings them up to 43, so 75-43. So the U.S. has gone a little cold here, and the Chinese have been really bringing it to them.
Yes, and they're number 11 for China, really moving the basket forward. And that's Xiao, Ting Ting, Xiao gaining a couple of free throws here. So China, if they could make a couple of quick baskets here, could really get some footing back into this match. And Xiao with the first basket, so 1 for 1. She's going to need to keep this one in as well because they're going to hold on to this momentum. And she does, so China slowly crawls back into this match. It's now 75-45. And there was fouls there. Sylvia Fowles, who was fouled, I think.
That's right, Kiki. She just, she was hammered underneath there. She thought she could still get off a soft shot, but not even close. We can really see the difference when Miao started leading this team on this run by the Chinese. She's really inspired her side. But 2 points there by fouls.
So a 32-point lead here to the Americans.
Oh, that's very nice. That looked like that was going to be a great pass underneath, but Fowles just got her hand on it.
Yeah, it was good defense there, and perhaps she should have driven to the basket by herself there. Certainly had the opening.
Foul on number 14, Zhang Yoni. So number 4 comes in for the States. That's Pondexter. So fouls again at the free throw line, makes the first of 2. And all net on the second one. So 4 straight free throws for fouls. And now Chen Nan comes in again, back on for Liu Dan. And number 11 is back on, Tina Thompson for the States. Replacing number 15, that's Candace Parker. Difficult time getting the ball inside. They're forcing him to shoot from the outside.
Yes, and I think once Chen there is forced to shoot from the outside, that's not what China wants. They want her under the basket. And they're managing to flip this ball around and lose the rebound.
Well, good, tough defense by the Chinese there. It looked like the Americans had an easy basket. But instead, they bring it down the other end. And foul on number 13. That's fouls, that time with the foul. So Chen Nan playing very, very tough underneath. Not afraid to mix up, and you can see Foul's body definitely coming down on Chen. Chen to shoot 2. Another wry smile by some of the Chinese sitting on the bench. Oh, and an unusual miss. But quickly, Chen collected her own missed free throw, and now they have a chance for, in a sense, a three-point play. So Chen collects the ball again. Finally, the U.S. team gets their hand on the ball. That's number 4, Cappy Pondexter. Pondexter brings it down. Back over to Thompson. Looking for fouls inside. Picked up again by Pondexter. Out to number 5. And finally collected by fouls. 2 points. And that's the end of the third period with the U.S. team definitely in control, but I was very impressed in that third period, the comeback that the Chinese were making against the U.S. team. They were really running the ball. They were moving really well, trying to get it inside and fighting hard. But you could see the height advantage of the Americans, especially collecting the rebounds. So with the end of the third quarter, we're going to take a short break here. And join us as we come back to the fourth quarter of this action here.
In all its glory and passion.
Actually, China almost scoring the same amount of points as the U.S.
Yeah, they really played a lot better, and the U.S. was hitting, going for long shots instead of trying to work it underneath. And even when they worked underneath, the defense by the Chinese was very, very stiff in that third quarter.
So let's see if China can make a run at it here in the fourth and last quarter. Definitely the supporters is willing them on.
Oh, that's a great shot by number 9. That's Zhang. So in there this time we have Zhang, and we have Zhang.
Yes, and also to take a note of is a lot of these Chinese players actually playing in the same teams in the regular league. Most of them playing from Ningbo.
Well, I think maybe this is strategy by the Chinese team, because I was wrong. There are not 3 Zhangs in there. There's 4 Zhangs in there. Other than Chen Nan, they're all Zhangs. So they're probably confused on who they should be guarding. Whether they should be guarding Zhang or Zhang.
Yes, you might be right about that. And there we have Tina Thompson at the foul line. Tina playing for Houston Comets. And that's another good free throw from her. And there's one of our Chang Halan moving the ball forward. And good movement here of the ball, but Chen shooting from the distance, and as I said before, I don't think that's necessarily what the Chinese wants.
Oh, that's a great pass. Oh, back over the line if she touches it. It's U.S. ball. Over and back.
And there was the pass you talked about, Don, a no-look pass there.
And of course, those kind of passes have to be right on both ends. You can have a good pass down there, but if your teammate isn't ready for it, it will not be completed.
And this was good ball from Team America right there. Great team play.
That was excellent. They really opened up her for that shot with 3 quick passes. Oh, the ball was stripped from her. And this is 2-on-1. Didn't go to the basket, though. Number 10, that's catching. She just stayed outside. Tina Thompson with the pass, going for the long bomb. China ball.
And that is Parker coming in now. And number 13 as well for China, and that's Liu Dan, who gets an opportunity to get on the court. And it's good work there, and Chen with the basket, but she can't make it.
Number 5, that's too quick. That's Augustus from the United States. She has made 2 quick baskets there where they just emptied out her zone and she had a clear shot.
Then I'm really surprised to see the China playing Chen on the outside. I really think they did much better with her being under the basket.
Well, I agree. And because then she's just a little awkward with her movement, and she was charged with a charging foul there.
You know, considering the fact that she is the tallest player on the court, you would think that they would want to use her underneath the rim. But anyway, here we are. The U.S. gotten off to a good start here in the 4th quarter. So it doesn't look like we're gonna get any run here from the Chinese.
Well, I remember last Olympics talking about the women's basketball team from America. They just seemed to be so professional compared to the men because of their attitude and their discipline in the way they play. And you can see it right now. They're very disciplined in their plays, moving the ball around, working the inside, emptying a zone out so somebody has a clear shot. And that's a very, very nice play right there by Augustus.
Well, I think also one thing you're touching on there, Don, is that even for the U.S. women, they're not physically able to just play individual ball. They actually have to play as a team in order to make their baskets. But here's a good basket here from Chen.
Little fadeaway jumper.
And it looks like she is the one that the Chinese is looking towards in this 4th quarter. And I think it's Chen that we have a little bit of an interesting story with when it came to, they got their current coach to take over the Chinese team a few years back. Tom Mahir, who was earlier in charge of Team Australia. And when he got on board, he actually had a little bit of fallout with Chen.
Well, that was a nice drive to the basket by number 4 there. That's Song, I believe, that was driving the lane. No, it was number 6. It was Zhang Hanlan. Number 6, and she drew the foul, so 2 free throws. And as usual, nothing but net on their free throws. They must spend a lot of time working on their free throws.
Well, you know, also earlier watching Yao Ming the other night, I was very impressed with his free-throwing skills because obviously he will be fouled a lot, and he's really strong on his free throws.
Well, technically he's correct. And that's a nice pass over there to Leslie, I believe.
Yes, that was indeed Lisa Leslie of the U.S. with an easy basket right there. And the U.S. playing very offensive defense here.
That was a nice blocked shot right there, right on the ball. Trying to match up with somebody that's about 6 inches taller than you makes it very difficult to get off the jump shot. Jumper from the top of the key. Leslie got the rebound, but then she let it go. Off number 12. That's Chen Zhao Li.
Well, Don, I'm just comparing the statistics a little bit from these two teams. And actually, on average height for the teams, they are both 6'1". But where there's a big difference is the Chinese team is actually only 24.5 years of age, where Team US is a little bit over 28 years of age. So China obviously building up a quite young team here.
And of course, the height isn't nearly as important as your ability to jump. Nice passing by the Chinese team. Oh, that's a good drive, but it didn't drop. Working hard for the basketball. U.S. team brings it up. That's Pondexter with the ball. Oh, foul off the ball. That was on number 9. That was Lisa Leslie. Pushing foul underneath in the paint. She got caught. She knew it. Oh, that looked like it was traveling, but no call, and that's a nice basket. That's Xiao Ting Ting.
And Don, as we've seen the U.S. here pretty comfortable in the lead, it's also notable to see that they're actually not playing the leading scorer at the moment, Diana Taurasi, who is averaging about 17 points a game, is being rested for a lot of this time here in this matchup against China.
Well, this is a great game for them to play all their players, work on their substitution, how they're going to do it in a tough match so everybody is fresh and they're used to playing with everybody on the floor. So number 8 there, that's Milton Jones. And the differential is stayed at about 41 points for quite a while now. Another easy basket there. Nobody was even guarding number 12. That's also Chen, number 15 and number 12, same last name. Nice little inside jumper. That's by number 8 again. That's Milton Jones. So both sides playing very controlled offense right now. Some nice pass. Drives the lane. That's Miao. So their playmaker is back in again, and she can really set this team on fire, I'll tell you.
Yes, Miao, very important for the Chinese team. So is Chen. Probably the 2 players that has to carry this Chinese team if they're going to have an opportunity for medals.
Nice pass inside. Nice basket by Fowles in the lane and in traffic.
And I like to see the statistics on Fowles, because Fowles had 16 points in her first game, and I think she might be surpassing her score from the other night.
Milton Jones brings the ball down. Oh, good steal by number 13. That's Liu. Number 11 with the basket. Oh, that's over the top. Nothing but air. That's number 5, and boy, I tell you, you talk about a good shooter. I tell you, Augustus has made 3 shots from about that same distance, nothing but net all 3 times. So the U.S. team out over 100 points, and there's Miao again. When she sees the opening, I tell you, she does not hesitate. She drives the lane, and she's got a very soft layup.
So it looks like China is going to lose this game against the U.S., where we see fouls again with an easy basket. And China, of course, meeting Mali on August the 15th in the next group game.
And Mali might be a real surprise in this group. Passed out. Here comes Miao again. She's going to try to drive the lane, but she's fouled in the process. And that's almost for sure 2 points for China anytime she goes to the line.
Well, one thing interesting for China in the next game against Mali is that a lot of the Mali players actually are playing the basketball overseas. And it's a fairly tall team as well, so it's not going to be a particularly easy matchup for the Chinese in the next match.
So that's a foul on Xiao, trying to drive the lane, and U.S. players just being a little bit too aggressive.
So 2 for 2 there.
So Pondexter bringing it up. Oh, that's good movement underneath by Parker. Very, very tough. In traffic again, able to make the basket. 106-63.
And we are down to our last minute here at the Olympic Stadium. And with a sloppy turnover there by the Chinese side, and the Americans probably just going to be looking at playing out the clock. And they're leading 106-63, so a very comprehensive lead to the Americans.
Well, they have to shoot because they would have hit the 24-second clock. Nice rebound there by Fowles.
Yes, and that must be the game's top scorer right there, Fowles.
Well, coming down the last 10 seconds, we saw some great play by both sides, but the Americans' comprehensive winner here, 108-63, unless they score here at the end and they don't get a chance to do it. And that's it. Americans win, but I was very impressed with the composure of the Chinese in that game.
Yes, considering the fact that all the Americans are playing in the professional league, Chinese did well, and they can keep the head held high because despite going down probably with a pretty big loss here, they played quite well in the third and the fourth quarter.
Well, the two teams that seem to be the clear favorites to get into the final gold medal match looks like it might be Australia and the U.S. again.
Certainly does, and there we have the American flag. So the Americans' hopes in both the women's and the men's basketball still going high.
All right, we're going to take a break from the action here in Beijing to head over to the news headlines. We'll see you back after that. Points to 5, because